how to save your money and where to save your money or how to make money. Having money is not necessary for building wealth. Wealth is a long-lasting plan, going on for generations. Let Wanda tell you how. Tune in to Wanda's Wealth Moments every Wednesday at 9:30 and learn how to.
Good morning, my friends, and welcome to another segment of Wanda's Wealth Moments, where every week you get to listen, learn, and earn some facts, foes, and tidbits about wealth. Yes, and also you got it too, the weather. What is the weather saying? Well, I can tell you right now on my end of the world, it's 3 degrees. Yes, it cooled right down. I don't know why. I guess Mother Nature's again reminding us, listen, you got it good, but I can always take it back, right? So 3 degrees, but we're looking at getting up to a high of about, looks like it says 12. Okay, all right. I'll take it. I'll take it over winter any day. I'm not going to complain, right? So yes, we are looking at a nice, bright, sunny, cool day today. All right, that's good. That's good. So I wanted to continue off from where we left off last week. Continue on from where we left off from last week. And I know we were talking about RRIFs, RIFs, or RRSPs that turn into a RIF and what that is all about. So if we quickly recap what that is, a RIF basically, it's a tax sheltered investment account. Okay. And it's designed to pay you your retirement income. So this is basically all the money that you've funneled in there over time. You know, and hopefully it's investing inside of the RSP. So it's working and growing. So this is your accumulation phase with your RRSP, all that money that you put in there built over time. And then at 71, you have to flip that into a RIF, an RRIF at 71, because that's when the government says, well, hey, you've done well, you've saved, you've invested, your money has grown. Hopefully it has grown. Okay, and it has grown. And we did not at any time tax you during those lovely accumulation years. But you are in a country where you got to pay taxes. So at 71, they've mandated that you have to start drawing down out of your RRSP, which is now flipped into an RRIF, Registered Retirement Income Fund. Okay, the word is income. That means you're drawing down, you're receiving something. So now when it's in a RIF, the government says, okay, we're going to calculate what percentage, what's the minimum that you have to draw down out of your RIF. And you could take it as a lump sum annually, or you could take it monthly. All right, so at the end of the day, you need to start drawing down. If you continue working, that's your choice, but with your RIF, that's not an option. All right. So that's what a RIF does. So essentially, you start to draw down on your RIF. You take your minimum. You could take more. Just know that you're going to be taxed either which way. The government's always going to get their fair share, whether now or later. They're always going to get their fair share, right? I don't know if it's fair, but they're going to get their share. All right, at the end of the day. So that's a RIF. All right. So the other option is looking at what we call an annuity. And I'm sure some folks have heard about that and I'm not quite sure how that works. So let's look at what an annuity is, and is it better? So an annuity, it's basically a payout life annuity. Like annuities are kind of like a pension plan. You think about it. Okay, so let's just imagine you've got 200,000, maybe 300,000, even $100,000. Okay. Hopefully you have more than that if you're going to be using an annuity. But let's just say you have that. All right, $300,000. And you decide, I think that I want to have a set amount paid out to me every month. I'm not necessarily the best with money. I kind of know how I am. So if I have a set amount, like an income coming in every month, as if like your paycheck at work every 2 weeks and once a month, and you know what it is, set it and forget it. I think I want to do that. So that's what an annuity does. Okay, so that's why I said it's kind of like a pension plan. It's a defined benefit amount, or just in this case, a defined amount of your money. All right, that's going to get paid out to you. So who issues this? Who does this? Basically, it's insurance companies. They offer an annuity. Okay, this is a product that's offered by these different carriers where you get to put your money into this, and then they determine the set amount over a number of years. Okay, you can have it paid out up to a specific age, let's say to age 90, or until time of death. We don't know when our death date is. We know our birth date, but we don't know our death date. I don't think we want to know our death date, honestly. Sometimes you wonder. I mean, sometimes I wonder, but right? It makes you think maybe you do things a little differently in life. If you kind of knew when it was time to go, then you might appreciate life more, a little bit more, and start living life. There you go. Oh, just a thought. Just a thought, right? So with an annuity, you do have the options of how long you want to receive the payments. Okay, and that's really important to understand. Now, we want to look at what are the pros and cons of an annuity, though, because it may sound interesting. Imagine you just hand over $200,000-$300,000 and you say, all right, take care of this for me, divvy it up for me over X amount of years, and I'll manage with that. I'm good with that. Less headache, less worries. Anything else that I need, maybe I'll probably do a little part-time gig or something part-time on the side, but just give me this defined amount. Some people like that. So let's look at the pros. The pros would be you receive a regular income payment. Yes, we just established that. Okay, that's a pro. The pros would be generally lower risk than a stock market investment, because remember, with an RSP or a RIF, you can invest in that and you can kind of pick and choose what you want to invest in there. So it's kind of a little bit more risky. Hopefully you're more conservative in your retirement years, but again, at the end of the day, you can't control what's going on with the markets out there. So with an annuity, that works a lot differently. Okay, you don't really I would say invest like that. Okay, it's very, 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 very low risk. I mean, super conservative. Okay, so really you're not losing in an annuity. All right. It may produce stronger returns than managing your own RIF. Okay, it may. So that's why I said it's very, very low risk. All right. So that's why I said at the end of the day, it may produce stronger returns, because at the end of the day, if you're investing something that's very low risk, chances are you're really not going to lose. Chances are you're not going to lose. Where now, if you're managing or you have investments where you've got something that's a little bit more growth oriented, aggressive, or little, maybe a balance, but still there's that percentage, there's that likelihood that you may experience that volatility in those years that maybe you shouldn't be, okay, at that point, okay? So what are some of the cons, though, with having an annuity? Let's look at it. The administration and maintenance fees. Sometimes they tend to be a smidge higher, okay? Because they're not going to say, hey, Faiti, just give me your money. I'm going to do it out of goodwill for you. Don't worry, I got your back. No, it doesn't. All right. Okay. They're a business too. All right. They got to get their piece, because, you're purchasing a product to help you along the way down the road. So of course there's a price to pay for that. And I'm not saying it's out of this world, but, just do know that there are fees associated with that. Now, with an annuity, money is locked for the long term. Okay. That's the operative word, locked. Okay. Now, what do I mean that by saying that? There's no access to additional funds in an emergency. I don't know. I mean, things happen, right? I mean, things never happen to me. Right? I can see Faiti just died over there. All right. And things never happen to her. So we never have a problem, no emergencies. Right. Okay. Things happen. They do. So sometimes you need to access that a little more. Now, if you do not have any kind of savings on the outside or any other funds that you're receiving on the outside of an annuity, you might be in a little bit of trouble there. Okay. Especially if you need it. So with an annuity, you can't access anymore. That's why I said at the beginning, set it and forget it. Literally forget it. Just Don't even think that way. So some folks like this whole idea with annuity, no problems. Long maybe they got money set aside. And honestly, you should. We're practicing good money management, then you should have that money set aside for those rainy days or those emergencies. Okay. So at the end of the day, is an annuity good for you? Do you think that the type of person you are, and that's the conversation I tend to have with most folks, okay? You can have products, you can have plans, you can have strategies, anything thrown at you, anything. But at the end of the day, when I'm speaking with folks, my question to them is, how disciplined are you with your own money habits? Okay, how do you manage? What kind of person are you? What are you, a spendthrift? Keep it real. Be honest with yourself. Because at the end of the day, nothing hurts more when you say, yeah, I'm one way, I practice this. But in the reality, behind closed doors, you're a whole different person, What is it? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? Is that how it works? Okay. Okay. You got to be honest with yourself. And it's not that you can't change your ways. If you're willing to, anybody can. If you really are willing and you're committed and you're serious, okay? But you have to know the type of individual you are. So especially when you're looking at these retirement tools, using a RIF as opposed to annuity, or an annuity as opposed to a RIF, you have to know for yourself. There's no wrong or right. Okay. What's wrong though? What's wrong is if you're claiming to be one way, but you really know you're the opposite. Okay, that's what's wrong, because in the end, who are you hurting? Ain't me. Okay, you're hurting yourself. Okay, keep it real. So, which is better at the end of the day, a RIF or an annuity? That's the question, right? It's often a debated topic. Because both the RIF and the annuity have their usefulness. They do in a retirement plan. They really do. RIFs give you plenty of flexibility and options, but still expose you to various risks. Okay. Payout annuities lack the flexibility, but give you long-term protection that you won't outlive your money. That's the key. All right. You do not want to outlive your money. You work hard for it all these years. You don't want to run out of it that quickly. All right. That's the key. So you got to know for yourself, which way would you want to go? Each person, like I have always said, sit down with your financial professional, with your advisor. Okay. Thoroughly discuss the differences and see. Your advisor, if they're working with you for a long time, your financial partner working with, they already have an idea of what you're like. They see your spending habits. They see how often you have to maybe access funds, or how often you contribute to your accounts. They could tell. So their guidance, because sometimes you can't see for yourself. You're blind to certain things. All right. Well, the person you're working with, they're not blind to it. They can see it. All right. So if you've got a good working relationship with them and you're meeting with them every maybe 6 months to a year. If you talk to them more, try at least once a year, at the very least once a year. Don't set it and forget it with an advisor. Okay, they should be working with you because they can help guide you along the way. Nobody's perfect, but they're looking they're looking through your window. They could see maybe the things you can't see in your house. Okay. Oh, I like that. That was good. So that was pretty good. All right. So with that, folks, think about that, a RIF or an annuity for yourself. If you're getting closer to your retirement years and you're still not sure, reach out. Reach out. We can help you. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Start planning from now. Don't put it off. Okay. Procrastinate now. Is that the word? No, maybe that's not the word. There's a saying. I can't remember what that saying is. I don't know. Do you, Claremont? I don't remember the saying. I don't know.
That's
I'll think about it
time.
next. What's that?
That's beyond my time.
Okay.
I wasn't around
Don't
for that.
put off for tomorrow what can be done today.
Oh, maybe that's the saying. Yes. Yes. That's the saying.
You talking about procrastination is the thief of time?
I don't
That's
know who
another
from Wonder
saying.
City.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was gonna say where. What
That's
is that?
another saying. I know that one too. I think I learned it from him. He's the older one here. He's
Oh,
teaching
right.
us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's my time, folks. Thanks for having me on today. It has been a pleasure, and I love sharing with you guys. It's been great. Well, until next time, enjoy your wonderful, cool Wednesday, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Amen. And just to let you know,
Mhm.
I don't have emergencies. I have immediate.
Oh, boy.
Everything is immediate. No emergencies. It's
No
immediate. It's right now.
emergency.
It has to be right now, right now. Thank you once again, Wanda, for sharing with us.
Oh, my
As I say,
gosh.
procrastination is the thief of time. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today. It's basically the same thing, but just said in a different way. And we often do that procrastination. We like to procrastinate a lot. Guilty as charged.
Cool.
I do. I do. I think people procrastinate because of fears.
Oh, boy.
We'll procrastinate too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just,
We're
don't want
I
to.
put
afraid.
up, look, I put off for next week what should have been done last week.
Yeah.
Yep, I do that sometimes.
Yeah, and the thing is too is that we don't. The one thing that I think I would probably say 99% of us that don't put into place is when we die. Nobody wants to think of ourselves dying. What happens in terms of preparation for those that are left behind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when you
Yeah.
die, I tell them
yeah.
that my death is easy. Just put two iron balls on my legs and go out to the lake and drop me over. I become fish food. I just help the environment.
Oh, my goodness. Why? Why?
I'm dead and gone.
Why?
Uh,
I's gone. I ain't here no more. This is just the cock. This is just the flesh that the poor fish can feed on because they're getting so much, so much. What do you call it? Bad stuff in the lake there right now. They need food, good, healthy food.
Oh, boy. Okay, well.
How do we end this?
How
How
do
do we
we-
end this,
we
Miss
end
Wanda? How do we end this?
Oh, simple. Don't put off for tomorrow what you can do today,
That's right.
or
Good
you
one.
or you
Good one,
become
good
fish
one.
food.
Look, gets us riled up, and then just calm us down with our own words.
There you
That's
go.
my
There
friend
you
right
go.
there.
Wando,
That's
thank you
my
once again,
friend.
man. We're gonna turn this over to Faiti as she brings us to a close, and we're gonna get off of the Streaming Praise Radio, Streaming Praise Radio YouTube website, and
YouTube.
go back to